This has to be the first time in Kenyan history that we are seeing a man who has absolute power and endless riches being dumped by allies left, right, center. Why do I say this? I say this because as of this morning, Senator Boni Khalwale has politely asked Ruto to shut up. Here's the tip.
To stop me, I am the one who brought William Ruto in the Luo Nation. The first meeting was in this hall. And President William Ruto, I tell you, my brother, my wife, she's lying there. You are the last dignitary she cooked for before she died. And I was shocked. He warned me and say, wewe uwezi uliza serikali maneno. Wewe ni chief whip, unastahili kunyamaza, kujibu maswali na ujue tumekupatia gari. Really? Yani madharau inaweza pita hapo. Senator wa Kakamega urepresentanga 2.5 million people. Yaho biro kura ichikira bamwe mutuka.
Now in this video I want us to look into why Boni Khalwale is castigating his party leader, yet he is the UDA Senate Majority Whip, and with no further ado, let's get after it. Now the first reason behind Boni Khalwale's attack on Ruto and UDA is because till date, he's wounded from the time Ruto lectured him in Kakamega just because he wanted to know the contents of the broad-based government. I remember at the time Khalwale was asking, because you know there's speaking protocol, all other people will speak before the president gets the final word. So Boni Khalwale, when it came his time to speak, he said, look, I know I'm the majority whip, but what are the contents of this broad-based government? Why were we not consulted, and so on and so forth? And when the president came to speak, all he had to say was, why are you asking questions and you're the majority whip na uko na GK? Just listen into this.
Sasa wewe Boni, hata sijui nitakuambia nini. Sasa wewe ndio kiongozi wa UDA. Alafu unakuja hapa unajaribu kuuliza maswali. Sasa wewe ndio utauliza ama wananchi watauliza? You are supposed to know. Wewe acha hizo. Ama namna gani? Si ndio, si huyu ni kiongozi. Sasa chief whip ya serikali Kenya mzima ndio huyu. Anatembea na GK alafu sasa hii dunia iko na maneno yake, lakini sawa tu. Tuendelee namna hiyo. Ndio? So
I think Boni was especially irritated because Ruto reminded him that he's been given a GK vehicle, so he shouldn't be asking questions. Ni kama hii kitu imeuma Khalwale paka leo, but finally ameitoa kwa kifua ama ni roho, I don't know. Now the second reason why Boni is castigating the president is because he knows with UDA he can't be elected as governor of Kakamega, and there is historical data to prove this. For instance, in 2022 Cleophas Malala ran for governor of Kakamega and he lost resoundingly to Fernandez Barraza of ODM. So let's just do the math here. If Cleophas Malala lost an election at the time when UDA was popular, how about Boni Khalwale if he decides to use UDA now at a time when the party enjoys an approval rating of 20%? That's an all-time low. I think that will be political suicide. So naturally, Boni Khalwale is already trying to distance himself from this disaster of a party. Third reason why Boni is castigating the president is because he knows Ruto can't do anything to him. Because as at now, most of the people in Western Kenya hate the president. Why so? Because he's been targeting members of the Mulembe community. For example, when IG Koome resigned, Ruto refused to promote DIG Masengeli to Inspector General position. The same Ruto also fired Ababu Namwamba. He also fired Susan Nehumicha. He then took 98% of the functions in Musalia Mudavadi's office and topped things off by firing Cleophas Malala. And by the way, even in the broad-based government, Ruto has tried to get another lawyer in the name of Edwin Sifuna out of office. Just listen into this.
Nimesikia Sifuna anaongea na nguvu. Wakati unaongea mambo yangu Sifuna, ujue mimi ndio mwanzilishi wa ODM. So unaenda polepole kidogo. Yes. Sisi ndio tulianza hii kitu. Ama namna gani? Na unajua ukinisukuma sana nitaitisha mkutano ya founder members ya ODM. Si ndio? Na unajua tukiitisha hiyo mkutano tunaweza kufanyia discipline sisi ambao tulianza chama. Si ndio? So twendeni mosmos.
So if Ruto were to touch another lawyer, ajue atabaki na kura ya Atuoli na Wetangula peke yake. So long story short, Khalwale is taking full advantage of Ruto's vulnerability. And make no mistake, this is a win-win situation for Khalwale. Because even if he is fired as the Senate Majority Whip, he goes home with a lump sum of sympathy votes and his approval rating skyrockets through the roof. So hakuna kitu anapoteza. You leave him in office, he continues enjoying the perks of being the Senate Majority Whip. You hound him out of office, he enjoys the perks of sympathy votes and finally no longer being associated with UDA. So finally his candidature can get a fresh breath of air. How do you deal with such a person? It's going to be a really long and rough ride for President William Ruto. Anywho, here's what Kenyans on Next had to say about this, and I quote, Ogaro said, Boni Khalwale anataka kuwa governor. Huyu ni mkora sana. Dante Kamande Komu said, this is ethnic balkanization. You don't own the Western people. Ubwog 567124 said, William Ruto seeing rejection everywhere. The only people cheering him are bribed or scared. What a loser. Jacqueline Kimeto said, huyu analilia handouts. Akipata atanyamaza. These are fickle characters. Mbaja Mara said, hardly surprising. In fact, it was to be expected. No supporter of Ruto is getting re-elected. Pretend to dump Ruto, get re-elected and move on with or without Ruto. They know only the women will buy into this scam. Expect more MPs and senators to come out as we approach 2026. Brian said, politics often makes people reflect differently once the consequences show. At least owning past choices publicly is a start, but real accountability is what matters next. So some people are saying Boni Khalwale is being a turncoat. He's just trying to get his way to the gubernatorial seat of Kakamega. Others are saying the stench that is in the corner of William Ruto is not worth being around. What say you guys? Do drop me your comments in the comment section below pertaining to why Boni Khalwale is just now calling out the president over remarks the president made months ago. I'll do my best to read your comments and to give you a response. In the event you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching for a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for David Wafula, hit the subscribe button. You're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really need to subscribe to. Alright guys, adios. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.